Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Turny and a bit of a different video today. Regular viewing will continue as usual, but this one's a bit more of a serious conversation. Now, I don't usually make videos like this, but I feel like I'm getting to a point now where I can't not talk about this, and I'm hoping that this is constructive and can lead us in a direction where things might start to change. I'm going to overlay some footage in the background that pretty much highlights exactly what I'm talking about here. And I'll also have some gameplay at the end for you guys that, well, again, pretty much highlights what I'm talking about here. If you're just here for gameplay, you can skip to the end for that, but I think we do need to have a bit of conversation. Now, I was going to write something down for this video, but I'm not, because I'm not very good at that. I'm better at just going off the top of my head, but I'll try to stick to my thoughts here. So let's start by talking about War Thunder as a whole. We all love this game. We all love the core of this game. Tank combat in a semi-realistic arcadey format that doesn't require you to sit inside the tank, do levers, you can repair stuff mid-game. You know, it's arcade, but with enough realism that it makes it fun. The core idea of War Thunder is excellent. However, in the last, I would say maybe 3 years, we've been heading on a trend towards unorthodox gameplay. And what do I mean by unorthodox? Well, I mean not tanks, essentially. The game has become, what is becoming, less about tank-focused combat and more about, well, just to put it frankly, AA guns. Now, premiums are also a massive issue here, but that's a topic for a different day. And today I want to focus on the real blight of War Thunder at the moment, and that is AA guns. Now, with the introduction of the Falcon, God knows how long ago, that has always been the go-to destroyer of all realms. There's other tanks that could do similar things in the game, and the Falcon could be countered to some degree, but it was incredibly overpowered. Now, rather than addressing that over the years, it only seems to have gotten worse, where we've seen more AA guns added to a point where there really is no reason to play anything that is not an AA gun. Now, are AA guns detrimental to tanks in real life? Yes, absolutely. They're a tank's worst nightmare. If a tank's getting hit by 1,000 rounds a minute and it's hitting all the optics and destroying all the components on the tank, yes, of course, that's terrible. However, is it beneficial for gameplay? I'd argue not. Now, I would consider the recent XM246 the most overpowered of the bunch, but it is overpowered in a list of AA guns that are already incredibly overpowered, this one just being the worst of the bunch. So let's go through them. The XM246, pretty much unkillable through its turret, unless you hit a very perfect shot in the side, but from the front, a lot of the times you'll shoot it, it won't do anything, the thing will turn and kill you. And not to mention, it's very difficult to counter with other AA guns because they really can't get through the turret. It's on an M48 chassis, so it is tough. It's not like a light tank that you can just get rid of. This thing is a nightmare to deal with. And then we get into the firepower, which is the Ehrlichen cannons, which are insane. They're closer spaced together on the XM246, allowing you to snipe cupolas and any other weak spot you want to, but they'll wipe out a whole tank. Now, recently Gaijin wanted to pass an APHE change. Now, I know a lot of people were against that. I personally, while a little bit on the fence, was leaning towards this being a more positive change. And why do I think this is a more positive change? Because it would have fixed the AA gun issue. If you didn't know, in War Thunder, APHE acts like a grenade. When it goes off in every direction. Whereas that is not how APHE works in real life. In real life, it very much works like solid shot. In fact, there's a lot of reports in World War II that APHE didn't really have that much of a difference over solid shot, which is solid AP. Well, what does that mean? Well, that means if you were to shoot the cupola of a tank with an AA gun, given that it fires APHE, it's going to essentially go off numerous times because it has a high fire rate and take out the whole tank through one soft point where it can enter. Whereas with the APHE change, what this would have meant is it would have just carried on going. Sure, it would have taken out the commander, but it wouldn't have wiped out the whole tank. Now, why are AA guns so oppressive? Well, guys, other than the fact that they can pretty much delete anything in the game, how I just described to you, there's much more to it than that. AA guns often have better mobility, not always, but often have better mobility than their counterparts because they're lighter. But even if they don't have that, what they do have is a faster reaction speed, which in PvP gaming is the #1 most important thing. They're able to turn their turrets at absolutely ridiculous rates. I mean, the XM246 is a prime example, 90 degrees a second. They can elevate and depress their cannons at such a high rate compared to many of their counterparts, MBTs. Even the fastest in the game aren't any match for AA guns. And that allows for incredibly fast target acquisition. And as you know, the doctrine went in World War II, he who shoots first usually wins. Now, couple that with the fact that you don't have to rely on an accurate shot because you haven't got a reload to worry about. You can acquire your target and you can pretty much spray him down, tracks, barrels, barrels, cupola, they're gone. Whereas they have to lay a very accurate shot on you while being blasted, I might add. And with a lot of these AA guns, usually that won't even be enough. And if he misses that, well, he's going to sit there for 8 seconds and reload his gun. And that's best case scenario, right? Then we move on to the counter, which is Cass. Now, we won't talk about our feelings on Cass here, but if you have a very strong tank that's causing a lot of problems for your team, what do? Someone takes an accurate strike with Cass and removes it. Can't do that with an AA gun. It's in the name there. Anti-air. That it doesn't work too well. And then we move on to the next part. And the next part, of course, is the ability to engage multiple enemies at once. Even the fastest reloading tanks in the game with 3-4 second reloads still have 3 or 4 second reloads. Well, an AA gun doesn't have a reload. That thing can just spray. If you get into a position where there's 4 tanks and they're all surrounding you, assuming you place your shots right, you can remove all of them instantly. You can destroy an entire team instantly. You can see the draw there for good players and even bad players, why that might be appealing. Now, this issue has just been compounded by the fact that they keep doing it. Every update, they don't stop. We got the XM246. We've had the Coelian buff. Hell, even the Falcon got a buff. We'll have a video on that soon, guys, don't worry. And it's coming to a point where, unless you're playing one of these very expensive, highly overpowered premiums, or an AA gun, as you can see in the footage behind you, everyone's in AA guns or T58s, and everything else is getting destroyed. I think it was 14 kills I had in this game in a nuke, and I wasn't even trying. It was easy. Do this multiple times a day, and it is destroying War Thunder. I mean, the matchmaking is awful. Nobody wants to drive out in their heavy tank to get one shot through the mantlet by an AA gun. It is not fun, and it's sucking all the life out of the game. Guys, in all transparency, I'm getting to a point where I really don't play War Thunder in my free time. I play it for videos and for streams, and you'll see the lack of videos recently. Now, I enjoy streaming and I enjoy making videos, which is one of the reasons I stick around and do this, is mostly because I enjoy that. And obviously I enjoy hanging out with you guys in stream as well, but to enjoy War Thunder, it's not the same anymore. Am I guilty of this myself? Of course, I play AA guns all the time because you have to. You have to. There's no point in playing anything else. And it is just not fun, and there is no escape from it, no matter what BR you are at. I mean, maybe top tier, but then, well, we all know that's a separate video of its own there. So I don't just want to rag on War Thunder here. I've got nothing positive to say because they haven't done anything positive about this. In fact, they just keep making it worse, but I'm hoping this can be constructive and we can start to see the game move on a path where this becomes less of an issue. Now, I don't think I'm the person to come up with ideas for this. Maybe you guys can leave some ideas on how this could be fixed in the comments. I'd love to hear them. But here's just a couple of short examples that maybe have some cons too, but you know, this is just what I could come up with. They reintroduced the APHE change, but perhaps for cannons under a certain caliber. Let's say less than 50mm, APHE performs realistically as opposed to how it does currently. Well, this wouldn't stop AA guns shooting the side of tanks, but it would make it much less easy for them to destroy tanks frontally, and if you've let a guy get in your flank, I mean, that's kind of on you anyway. Increased battle ratings is another idea, and sure, you might say, yes, but this removes the AA guns from my lineup. I've got no AA guns anymore. Sure, introduce more AA guns, ones that don't have the capabilities of these, ones that are very much limited to destroying planes. I'd say something like the Kugel Blitz is pretty well balanced. It can destroy tanks, but it's not particularly great at it. However, it's a pretty good AA gun. Let's see more tanks like that to fill the BRs, and let's ram these anti-tank, I mean, let's be honest, tank destroyers. Let's whack them up in BR, where they face stuff that has more of a chance of getting rid of them. And number 3, what about a tank-only mode? That doesn't necessarily have to mean no CAS, guys, though it would include it. That would be no CAS and no AA guns. Let's just have tanks. I know it's quite controversial, but I'm just throwing ideas out here. I think that sounds like a pretty cool one to me, but, you know, don't hate me, guys. It's just ideas. I'm just brewing the kettle of ideas. But to summarize, War Thunder is a game I've loved. It's a game I've grown up with. It's a game that is taken up. I mean, it's my job, man. I wouldn't have made it my job if I didn't love it. But I really don't like to see the path this game has gone down, and arguably has gotten to, because I wouldn't say we're heading there, I'd say we've been there for a while. And my goodness, do I just really hope that we can come together as a community and try and get some changes to this horrific meta that we seem to be stuck in at the moment. I'd like to go back to enjoying my tanks and not have to play anti-air every game. Anyways, guys, I know it's a bit of a rant and I'm sorry, but I really had to get it off my chest. It's just, I think enough's enough, quite frankly. I'm hoping we can see some more CCs talk about this too, and some more voices in the community, bigger than me as well would be. I'd really like for this idea to be aired. And Gaijin, if you do watch this, As I've said many times, you have all my love, and I'm saying this out of passion. I'm not saying this just to go after you. I'm saying this because I really think we can have some positive change here. Right, guys, do me a favor if you haven't already and leave a like on the video. Really helps the video get out in the algorithm and helps out the channel. I'll leave you with some gameplay. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'll catch you next time. I died because I sneezed.
You got time 99 in that spawn you're heading to. Easy kill for you.
That Type 99 is so cool, man.
It's huge. Oh.
Oh, those poor guys. Oh, Joe, triple.
Really? Ooh. Must have a nuke by now.
Yes. Don't on my biscuits. Oh, he spawned in front of me. Okay, maybe I deserve that a little bit. If you see something you're about to kill, can you tell me so I can scout it before you kill it? Oh, okay, well that'll do it. GG, that's a new count, baby. That was a nasty one as well. I got 2 triple kills in the Gepard. I'm doing a Gepard video 100% with that. That is the nuke already done for it.